Yes.
Mandy's channel? What?
I'm just being dumb. I think we're started up. Can anybody confirm that
I'm
we
waiting
started
for it
up?
to load.
Waiting for YouTube, like always. Good old YouTube. It
And
says I'm live, but I don't see it. Okay,
yeah, you're good.
Oh wait, I'm at the wrong screen. Now you guys can see my
We're good.
face.
What's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome back to PE Podcast number 42. We got another, pretty much no guests today. Nobody reached out to me. Everybody was just like, screw you, I'm busy. So we got just the normal cast here. We're going to go ahead and start off with my right. We're going to start with Mandy. Mandy, how you doing today?
I am doing awesome. Awesome.
All right. Mandy's drinking a little bit of, of that
No,
juice.
I'm just
that
like-
yee juice.
She's on that yee juice.
I'm coming out of my shell, so
Yeah, with an
I love
Atari
you,
shirt,
chat.
by the way.
So.
Mandy, what you drinking? A Four Loko? What you doing over there?
No, it's the Arizona thing. OJ always buys.
It's a spiked Arizona
It's
drink.
spiked.
There's something in
I
there.
want to. I don't even like alcohol though.
So that Chungus juice.
Gross.
It's not nice. Also, we got Jordan French here. What up, Jordan?
What's going on, everybody? It's me. Surprise! I made it.
Once again, Jordan French, the best editor in the biz.
That's what some say, but also they
For
don't.
now.
For now, until I learn how to edit.
No,
Dude,
so
I'm gonna tell you
I
after
don't
the
know.
podcast how many channels I edit for currently. I literally have been edited. I'm not even gonna get into it here, but it's crazy. It's gone to a new crazy.
Nice.
I could be your apprentice.
The apprentice. I could be your apprentice. Start down in the drink.
Start drinking now. And if you train under Jordan French, you're gonna need them drinks, bro, to get
Oh,
to the
yeah.
nights.
Oh, yeah.
The edits look nice, so.
Well,
And then we also have a pro wrestler, Baron, on the stream. Baron, what's good?
I like how you give me that introduction every time. It's very beautiful because
I have to.
I am a pro wrestler and I am damn good at what I do in the ring, and I am damn good what I do on this podcast because the slogan for 2019 is no flat grass in 2019. That's the slogan.
All right,
Well-
man, you've upgraded your Fallout radio. I see. Just like,
You funny. Fallout Radio, really?
upgraded
You
it
funny.
just a bit, man.
That's 3 dog.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm doing good. You know what I mean? I'll be appearing tomorrow on a special show, wrestling. So I'll let y'all know what that is. What?
Yeah, it's 3 dog.
3 Dog from Fallout the radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the radio host. Fallout 3 is 3 dog.
Yeah, that's 3 Dog.
Lord of mercy.
Oh my god, that's nice, good stuff. All right, guys. Shout outs to Blue Bolt with the $2 donation. Says 70% Labo boys. Oh my gosh. Shout outs, dude. Thank you for the $2 donation. Let's go ahead and let's get into the topics, shall we, guys? Let's go ahead and get into the topics. We're gonna start off with EA. Art Electronics, step up to the mic. This is just horrible. I can tell all of you guys this. EA skipping E3 2019, the press conference. They're not having one, Mandy.
That's good. That's
Why?
good. Because they do more damage if they talk, so.
However, they are going to be having the EA Play event where they're out there playing games and all that stuff.
But are they
actually
showing new games?
Yeah, showing new games, but they're not going to have.
Okay.
Actually playing with stuff, not, shilling. So.
They better show new games.
No, they're going to be showing. They're going to be showing off their new games.
they
Because
show, like,
there's-
every day.
There's a certain game I know for a fact is going to be announced at E3 from EA, and it scared me for a minute when they said no conference. But as long as they're showing off new games, this certain game better be there. But don't put
Okay,
inside
what's the
information.
certain game? Because
I
you've been,
legally cannot say this game.
I don't want to hear that legally stuff.
This is
man.
inside information. I legally can't.
And guess what? Just go ahead and slide that inside information in my DM. How
I
about that?
can't.
Ooh.
I can't. It's a series that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I can't wait
Oh,
to.
no. Oh wait, Fallout's wrong.
No, not. I mean, we're
It's a
getting enough,
series
we're getting
near
enough
and dear to
Fallout
your
right
heart.
now. Okay, it's a series
I got
near
so
and dear to my
excited.
heart, and I just can't wait to hop back on. If you know
So
what
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
why you excited because it's coming from EA. So
Oh, it's a series that I know EA is gonna definitely mess up, but I'm still excited because I'll still pay any microtransactions they add to this game because I know they will. And no, guys, it's not Star Wars. The Star Wars game they're announcing
They
in like
already
a
announced
month.
It's not Star Wars. Why would somebody
Yeah.
say Star Wars?
See,
I don't
everyone's in
know.
the chat's like, it's Star Wars. Like, no, Star Wars is getting announced next week. They're going to show it, or next month. They're going to show it off.
Insider information. Okay.
There's another certain game that everyone has highly been asking for a long time from EA, and we haven't.
Can I
seen
get a
the series.
hint or something? Like,
Nobody's
Okay,
asking for a game.
I'm trying to think. The last time we had a series, was it this year or that year?
just give me the year. I'll go through all the games.
I'm trying to
figure it out.
remember the exact year.
You just said you legally can't say nothing, so I'm not trying to
I
get
know.
you. I'm not trying to get you
I legally
and this
can't
podcast
say.
sued.
Well, I know,
But
how you
let's
gonna
just
get?
say-
He can't take legal action if he tells me a year.
It's been over half a decade since we saw the last one. That's all I
Okay.
can say. I will
5
not
plus
say
years.
anymore.
Okay.
Over half a decade, so that's 5
5
years.
plus years. 5 plus
Yeah.
years.
I want
5+
his
years.
sources, man.
So that means it hasn't happened this generation yet. So that means it's
No.
a 7th generation and down type of game.
Yeah.
So and that means does EA own the license to this?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope to God it's not 007.
No, it's not.
Oh, thank God.
People
I
are
don't want
talking
them to
about
ruin
people are
that.
talking about Dead Space. So
I wish. I wish. Hey, they could.
Dead Space
If
is dead.
do-
Didn't they
they
break
do,
up that
I'd be
development
happy.
team?
But
Yeah,
they
they
still own the rights
Still own the
to
license,
it.
though.
They killed
They own-
Visceral, but they still own the rights to it.
some people are saying Skate. Some people are saying Skate.
Skate? Like
Yeah.
the skateboard?
I guess people want that.
Yeah,
He
people-
said everybody wanted it, but I
Yeah.
really don't want skate.
Hey, I can't say what it is, guy. I mean, you guys
It's
keep
Skate.
guessing, but I can't say what it is. What do you want me to
it's
do?
Skate. It's Skate.
I did not say anything about anything. The word skate never came out of my mouth.
But it's Skate.
Jordan, you didn't say one word, sir.
didn't
We're
say
here to
nothing,
back
but
you
it's-
up.
I
But-
didn't say the word skate never came out of my mouth.
It's
So
Skate.
you guys are putting words in my mouth in the chat
Oh no!
here, okay?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure it's Skate.
I mean, it could be, it couldn't be. It could be Dead Space, Skate, Mass Effect. Who knows? Who knows?
Mass Effect been out already.
Mass Effect.
Yeah,
came
but
out
what
already.
if there's
Yeah.
another Mass Effect? Who knows?
But no, but you said it's but you said it hasn't been around for 5+ years. Mass Effect the drama came out in 2016.
What
You
if
ready
I'm
for
talking
that?
about? What if I'm talking about the Mass Effect trilogy coming to current gen? That hasn't been out in over 5 years.
You said a
This is the
franchise that we've been
That's a
asking
franchise. We've
for.
been
Nobody's
asking
been
for Mass
asking
Effect
for
to
a
be
Mass
good again.
Effect trilogy. It's
No,
okay.
Listen.
It's okay.
It doesn't
Jordan,
matter.
Jordan,
I'm
Jordan.
calling EA to cancel this game now. Y'all don't deserve it.
Jordan, you are legally covered. You didn't say anything.
I
It's
said
just
nothing.
it's easy to figure out. It's EA, so it's not that hard.
Okay,
No,
guys,
like,
it's Peggle
listen up.
3, okay? It's Peggle 3.
Peggle 3, Lord have mercy.
It
It might be a
It could be something like Dungeon Keeper, or
or,
it could be.
or the Blob 3.
They don't
Yeah, it
own
could
the
be.
Blob. They don't own the Blob. That's
They don't own that? I
that's
thought
like
they published
THQ.
that game.
That's like THQ.
They didn't publish that game?
Oh, it's like THQ, dude.
Was it THQ? I thought they published the first one.
It could be anything.
It could be anything. As he says, as he already said, it's a EA license. Like EA owns the license, so it can't be anything. If EA owns
It's EA, dude. You know, it could be whatever, man.
it could
Who
be anything.
knows?
Can it be Mario? No, not that.
Oh,
But it
my
could be
phone's
anything.
ringing.
They're gonna send
This
Art
phone's ringing.
Electronic after you. Like, open up, Jordan. I know you're in there.
Yeah.
We told you not to say anything.
I told you not to say anything. You ruined
We
my
told you
surprise.
incompetence.
You didn't say nothing though.
I
didn't say anything.
Art Electronic
You
was
really
getting
didn't
ready
say
to announce
anything.
this game. Art Electronic was getting ready to announce this game. Damn it.
How do
ruined
you
it.
know all these sources, man?
Hey, you know, you get a tip off, and then you get the source, and you're like, hey, that's pretty cool, and then you can't say anything, and it sucks.
Well, I mean to be honest, I mean EA has destroyed everything lately, so y'all don't need to get hyped for that if it is Skate. Because who knows? You might be paying for the wheels on the skateboard from this point.
I mean, hypothetically, they probably would do that, but I'm still gonna pay for everything if
Yo.
that were hypothetically a thing.
This is what would happen, dude. You'd be rolling out there. You do a kickflip. As soon as you do an ollie, it says stop. Microtransactions. Do you want to finish this kickflip? Pay up. Pay up. You want to finish this
No,
kickflip?
they would have a whole microtransaction store that would be for like new decks. Instead of just earning and unlocking decks and customizable parts, you'd have to pay for skateboard decks, probably the bearings, like all the different things,
paying for
like
moves.
custom
The parts?
outfits. You'd probably have to pay for, like, instead of unlocking pro skaters you can play as later, you probably have to buy skater packs. Be like, oh, you want Tony Hawk? Psh, you gotta pay for Tony Hawk.
At
You know,
least
stuff
they
like
make
that.
it easy for you to pay So EA has like a
Oh, I
nice.
give them if that's how they do it. I give them all my money. I'd buy everything. I don't care how crappy it is and how much I hate myself. I'd buy it all. I'm letting EA know that right now. If they make Skate 4 at that, which I'm saying you shouldn't add the microtransactions, but if you do, you're getting a lot of money from me.
All right, there it is, people. Skate 4 launching this fall on all
Didn't
platforms.
say anything. Didn't say anything.
Not all platforms. Not
Who
all
knows?
platforms.
That's a fantasy. I would love it
You
if
can,
they
you
did.
can go in
but I don't
and
know.
take the Switch off of that list. you know,
I don't know. Them Frostbite rumors to Switch were pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty solid
No,
evidence.
you know what it was? That one of the engineers got frostbite on his toe and was playing a Switch and accidentally put that on. Man was in the Alps, got a frostbite on his toe, was playing the Switch, accidentally put that on his resume. Nah, man, I don't trust EA.
I don't trust them either. You know, I don't trust EA as far as I could throw a greasy elephant, man. I don't trust them at all.
It's hard enough just throwing a regular elephant, but a greasy bruh, but a greasy
Exactly.
One,
That should tell you how much I trust them.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Trust them to do.
Well, was anybody looking forward to EA being at E3?
Hell no.
For something in particular, yes, but as long as they still announce it.
Oh boy, stop playing. We know what it is now. Just let it go.
I don't know what it is. No, know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be something completely different.
We'll see. Who knows? Hey, I don't know anything, man.
I want them to be like, guys, there's not going to be any microtransactions from this point on.
Boys,
We are
girl,
changing our ways.
girl, you living in a fantasy world right now. That ain't happening.
I wish I was.
Dude, after Apex Legends, their whole business models are going to keep changing and changing because of how much money that stuff brings in.
But I don't think it even did good.
It's making money. The
Epic Legends is doing
investors
pretty
love
good.
it. The investors love it. Ooh, someone said Crisis 4. That'd be interesting.
Oh, that would be nice.
I would take a Crisis 4.
That game,
Maybe that's the game. Who knows?
Let me tell y'all about Crisis though. Like that game was frustrating. Did you guys ever play that game online, Crisis 3?
No, I didn't play it online.
Yeah,
I played
I played a little bit of online.
Like, or was
played
it
the
Crisis
campaign.
2? But either way, like you go like when people are camouflaged and stuff, that sucked, man. I hate it. Like I just
It was
cheap.
that reminded me of how hard it was to play Killzone 3 when they put the camouflage cloak in there. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not.
It was brutal.
I mean, like I know Halo had it and everything, but like Crisis, it was like it just seemed weird to play that. I don't know what it was, but I tried to get into Crisis Online and it just wasn't good for me, at least. I did play this. I have played like the single player Crisis, and I know that's EA. That's like you know.
Dude, I remember putting in Crisis 3 like when that came out and being like, "Holy crap, these are like the best graphics I've ever seen." Because at the time, like they really overpowered that Crisis engine.
Was that the meme? Like, oh, can it run Crisis?
There was a meme for that, yeah. Because I think it's more akin to what Crisis 1 because of how powerful that game can look. Something like
Can
that.
your PC run Crisis? Heck no. But
That was like the meme. Yeah, that was the meme.
I've never heard of that game. So.
Yeah, so people are saying they can barely hear me. It's because we're gonna change from Google Hangouts because Google Hangouts is trash, guys. Like,
Oh, please don't. I hate changing stuff.
no, we're gonna change we're probably gonna do Discord. Discord's better.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, I'll change.
Yeah, Discord can be, a little bit of a hassle too sometimes.
Oh,
but
it is.
Overall, it's
It's more like better
It's just it doesn't jack my audio volume during the freaking podcast.
because you talk loud, so it's giving us mercy.
no. Sometimes it'll make your audio go real low. It's kind of weird.
It'll just randomly do it, no matter what level you talk at. Like right now, let me just put it to 65.
Oh my god. K19 finally donated to me through the show instead of you.
Oh,
I just got a PayPal notification told me to check Streamlabs. It says, here's for something, if that's even happening.
well.
Thanks, K19.
Shout out to K19.
Shout out for the 5.
Shout out.
I
Dude.
checked mine; it wasn't there, but he has donated to me to the past. So
K19's the homie.
All right, so I guess we can move on to the next topic. Shout outs to Amez Juggins and also Ghost Wolf Chronicles with the subscriptions during the podcast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go to move on to the next thing here. What are we talking about? I need to pull up my Twitter.
We're supposed to be talking about Xbox all digital sad ass edition.
Well, we
That's
were
what we're
still
supposed to be
talking
talking
about, or are we done with EA's talk? Was that our extent of EA's talk?
I think we're
Yeah,
done.
we
with
done
EA.
with EA.
Yeah, we done.
Nobody
with
gives
EA.
a damn about EA, so we done with them.
We can talk about Labo VR first. Let's talk about Labo VR because this was the best announcement of this past week.
I need to watch Baron's
my
video.
God.
It's the best announcement. So Nintendo has a full Labo kit with VR. It has like an elephant, a greasy elephant, well, a cardboard elephant.
That's my favorite one.
Urinal or something.
No,
and then
it's an elephant. It's a trunk. Is it a
why
trunk of
is
an
that?
elephant?
That's like
A
dangerous.
urinal? What are you thinking about?
What? A Labo urinal kit? What?
You ever
Oh
want
man,
to go to the bathroom without having to get up to go to the bathroom when you're hardcore gaming? Well, in VR, you can pee anywhere.
The basic, goggle thing is fine. Like I could vibe with that, but all that other stuff is like.
I think it's for kids.
Yeah, that's. I am half kid, so.
Well, I have some thoughts on it. I think this was the best way for Nintendo to incorporate VR on the Switch. I think the way they did it is exactly how I feel about VR. VR, I think, is just for children and for people who really don't game. That's how I feel about VR. I'm just being so honest with you. I mean, they took the great approach with VR because VR is never ever going to come anywhere close to traditional gaming. It's never going to be that way. It's something that you can do occasionally.
I have. It's trash. The game's trash without VR. The game's trash with VR.
I'm just saying, play that game and tell me it's for children in VR.
Look, I'm just saying it's for children. For me, it's for children because it's never going to take over traditional gaming. I think it's just something that you can experience every once in a while. I call it basically a Dave and Buster's experience. That's what it is to me. Like something you'll do once in a while is fun. Yeah, let's move it along. You know what I mean? Like, so when it came up to Labo kit for a VR Labo type kit, I was like, okay, that makes sense because mostly kids are going to enjoy that anyway. So,
what kind of VR experiences have you had though? Like,
I had a few. I mean, I can't remember. What was the last one? It was some shooter. The last time I went out, I think it was like the last time I went out and seen a VR. It was at Dave and Buster's. I forgot what VR it was, but I played it. It was cool, and I never had a desire to play it again. It was not that important.
I'll agree that VR is obviously it's not going to take over traditional gaming, but it's a fun way to experience certain games and new ideas. Like the one thing that I never thought would make sense or be cool is playing a platforming game, but viewing it in VR. And the scope that you get and what you're able to see and how you're able to act with the world is insanely cool. Playing whole games like Borderlands 2 in VR, where it's the full experience and you're immersed in the world. There's a bunch of great shooters, a bunch of just insane experiences that a regular game could be fun with, but this will enhance that. And I think to just say it's all for children is just too general of a statement because it's a gimmick. Like 3D is for movies, it's just to get that extra money or that excitement or that childlike wonder. There's incredible experiences in VR, and one day I do hope that VR gets to the level of like the movie Ready Player One, where you have like a full-on suit and like a special place, and you go into the full thing.
Jordan, ain't nobody trying to do all that. Play no game,
dude. I want to be in the game. I want to be the protagonist. I want one of those vest suits for VR where you can actually feel the impacts when you get shot or hit.
What? I want
Jordan,
come on, bro.
I want the real experience.
Is a good game.
Come on, bro. You trying to play a game and basically do as much work as you doing when you go to your 9-to-5 job? No, I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm trying to enjoy myself, Jordan.
10 feet away from me at the other computer. So I'm fine with having a whole area dedicated to a full setup for VR, walk into a pod. I don't care. Cryogenically freeze me into the game. I'm trying to be in the game as an optional experience because that's how I've envisioned the future of trying new stuff.
I didn't think you would take that seriously.
So basically, Jordan, you just want to enter the damn Matrix. Basically, that's what you want.
Can you not even imagine how cool that would be? OJ, we were just talking about the Matrix the other day. You're telling me that there's a crazy VR experience where you could be in the Matrix, and Platinum Games designed this incredible VR Matrix experience that your ass would not be in that first in line.
VR needs to go beyond strapping a stupid headset to your, like, strapping a dumbass looking headset to your head first before I agree with you, Jordan. What you're saying is cool, but we're limited by the stupidity of VR and how it looks.
Right.
Like,
we're still in the infancy
like
of new age VR.
Everybody that's looking at you playing VR looks like idiots. When I was over at the E3 booth, the years that Sony had VR, and people were just like, just doing all, like, you look ridiculous. There's no scientific data on what that does to your eyes. We still need to wait on that.
I don't care. Take my eyes.
Yeah. You'll be saying that now. Wait until later when once the blood starts coming out your eyes from playing
I'm
VR
just saying,
for 15 years. But
we're in the infancy of VR in the new age.
But listen, like, I do want to see what Jordan is talking about. Like, but I'd rather have it like a hybrid.
Really?
Between, well, no. Here's what I'm saying. I'd rather have like a hybrid between HoloLens and VR. And if I'm gonna do that, I need to go all out. I need to have a whole room that's literally covered in that. Like, the whole room needs to be covered. I need to be, like, it needs to be something that's where it's like a Dave and Buster's. So I kind of agree with both of you guys. It needs to be the thing that you do, like, on the weekend. Like, oh, I'm going to go have some fun with my friends. We're going to play Dragon Ball Z today. We're going to fight a bunch of Saiyans or something like that. And we all get into this room, this game room, and then we start moving around. It needs to be like that. But strapping something to your head and going like this and playing like that, to me, that's not anything. That's not.
Oh, wait.
You know?
Wait. Let me say this, because I don't think y'all thinking this through. Just last generation or a generation and a half ago, we had people complaining about swinging a sword like Link in Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
In motion 1-to-1. So you actually telling me if people get tired of doing that, you want people to get in the actual game and complete every action with their body. We talk about jumping, vaulting, running.
It's immersion rather than doing this.
Listen, Jordan. The regular person wouldn't even get to the first level if they had to literally do all that.
Well,
there's no fucking way.
There's a lot of unathletic people. You're gonna try to dodge Goku coming at you. You ain't got no chance.
Nobody will ever get through the first level of the game.
VR is a workout and it feels great.
Can you imagine?
Play the game super hot and in 10 to 20 minutes, if you're not sweating because it's such a fun exercise, then you're lying.
Jordan,
it's so much fun.
Jordan, let me paint this picture for you. VR, which means you have to control everything with your body, literally. Can you imagine playing Mortal Kombat with VR?
I'm not saying.
Let me finish. Can you imagine playing Grand Theft Auto in VR?
Hell yeah, I can. But
no, man, your ass will be dead tired. You won't make it past 2 missions. You'll be done.
Not every game should be in VR. I'm not saying every game needs to be in VR.
Two different types of VR, like.
But first-person shooter games or platforming games or like music rhythm games like Beat Saber in VR is insane.
Well,
it is dope. It is such a cool experience, and you feel so much more than just like, oh, I'm playing a game. You're like, okay, this is it. I'm here. I'm in the game. You get that moment, especially with games like Beat Saber, where you're literally on a platform and you literally have to play the rhythm game with lightsabers as these giant blocks come at you. It is so much fun. It can be a workout. It's a great way to exercise and still have fun. And yeah, you'll be tired. I'm not saying play VR for 8 hours a day. Yeah, go play an hour or two and then move on. And then come back to it later.
And that's why I put it like it's for kids. It's something that you do once in a while. That's why I put it that way. Because there's no way nobody can do VR in a traditional gaming sense. Like playing Metroid Prime 4 in VR. I probably would hate Metroid Prime if it had to be played in VR. I probably would never play Prime again. Can you imagine shooting your cannon and moving your arm like that all the time? Like,
yes.
No, hell no. I'm
totally take that.
And then you gotta ball yourself up in a ball just to turn on into a ball. No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm gone, bro.
You're taking VR. Okay, that's not how that would even work in games that you'd have to do stuff like that. You get a new perspective of how the game feel would play. It would turn into a third person, and you would watch, and you can control the ball that way. You wouldn't literally have to physically be in a ball and roll around the level. What do you think if you're playing Sonic in VR? You have to be like, gotta go fast.
Yeah,
go
man.
fast.
Yeah, actually.
That would be the worst VR experience playing as Sonic. Oh god.
Yeah, that you actually wouldn't make a full level. You'd be like, I give up.
I think Mandy wants to say. Mandy, go ahead and hop
Go ahead,
in.
man.
Baron, I think you're thinking of like it literally like they strap all those, things to you and then you have to do everything. But VR is technically like, yeah, you do move a little bit, but like Metroid Prime, you don't roll into a ball or anything. You can do it with the controller.
He made it.
And it's just
It's a
that
joke.
you like,
He's not
oh.
serious.
But yeah, but Mandy, I was taking his concept of I want full immersion. I want it to be that way. That's what he was saying. He's like, I want it to be like he enters the Matrix. He said he wanted to be like he entered the Matrix. I'm like, you literally gonna have to do everything. Like that's just not.
But
what
I'm not
is.
saying this applies to every single game. I still want my traditional gaming experiences, but I want stuff that can innovate what we can do with gaming. I'm not saying if like I do every mundane task, like, okay, now you just got to keep walking forward when you have the control stick on there where you can move forward on that, but you can still move your arms around, look around in the space, pick up stuff and do all that like you can in VR now. Like I want to have that fun experience with so many other cool properties and IPs that if people put in the work towards, which we have seen, there have been crappy experiences, but there have been some wonderful experiences that I cannot describe how fun they are until you put on the headset and actually try it.
Okay, so we're not talking about like some Sword Art Online type of VR?
No, one day maybe we'll be able to have those full body suits in a trackpad where you stand on, or a giant room you go into to get into it.
Because they give you like the power ups with.
I'm gonna tell you when that day comes, y'all won't find me there.
You'll find me only there.
No, here's the thing, Baron. When that day comes, I think you'll be you'll be able to adjust it yourself. You'll be able to use a controller and play. But then you'll also be able to that's what I would want. I think strapping a VR headset, like strapping it into your head and going like this and not sharing,
I hate that VR headset.
Not sharing that experience with other people around you that can see is silly. Now, if you have like a game room, like something that's like holograms and like VR right there to where everybody can get in the experience, because part of playing games for many people is being able to play with son, daughter, family members, and VR completely blocks you off from that unless that other person is sitting there looking like an idiot with a VR helmet on too, and you guys are both in the same game.
Can you have a co-op VR?
There's games like what was it? There's lots of games that are co-op on VR. Like you can go like play
but
the game
they have
online.
to have their own.
You're gonna need a whole second headset though.
Yeah, you need another headset.
Well, no, for like with PlayStation VR, there's this one of the like game packs that they have. There was one where someone would have the headset on and control this, giant robot destroying the town while someone plays with the controller looking at the TV from a different perspective, playing as a character trying to outrun the robot and get it past the obstacles. And that was a fun way that you can pass it around to the next person, put on the headset and do the other role. So there is ways to incorporate other people playing into certain games, but for a lot of them, a lot of these VR experiences are one-person experiences. They are meant for one player. And then we haven't advanced to where it needs to be for everyone to play. And I do agree that needs to happen for certain things in the future. But when I'm playing VR, like I want to be immersed. Like I'm not playing with a family. Some people want to play. I'm just want to get in there. Like I just want to play and be in this world. And if I had a family, screw my family. I don't even think they exist anymore. I want to be in the world of this game.
I feel you. I understand where you're coming from, but I ain't trying to do every damn mundane task. It ain't happening.
You don't have to.
Personally, if I ever move out of this room, I will have a game room. What?
Go ahead.
Nothing, man. Go ahead.
When I move out of this room
and
get my game room, I will, try to get into VR, whatever, if it's Oculus, PlayStation, Xbox VR, I don't know. Not the Nintendo Labo VR, that's for sure, but, I have something set up nice where I have space.
Weren't we talking? This was started with Nintendo Labo VR. Well, they didn't show any of the games. They just showed the concepts of each. Not even the concept. They just showed like what the cardboard for each.
It looks like baby's first VR is what it looked like to me.
It does. It really does.
I think it's smart because that's who's gonna buy it, the children. So
right, but then everyone else is gonna buy it once they're like, oh, you can get Pokemon Snap 2 and you can play it in VR using the Labo headset. Then everyone's gonna buy the headset.
People will buy it for that. Adults will buy it.
Yeah, that'll work for Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
Once they start doing stuff like
snapping
that.
pictures.
Yeah.
So,
but my opinion is that if they do Pokemon Snap, they gotta make it like, oh, you could play it in VR, but you can also play it on your Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, like, There'll be
Whoa.
riots, man.
It'll be like Mario Kart. You can play Mario Kart, or you can use the Labo steering wheel to play Mario Kart.
Technically, like Labo, you don't need Labo to even play a lot. Like unless it's like connected to like the piano and stuff like that. Like technically speaking, like especially if it's like a Pokemon Snap, you necessarily would not need the Labo cardboard to play Pokemon Snap. Unless they do something like crazy and elaborate, you probably wouldn't need it.
They have those things for the smartphone where it's like a cheapo version where you like slide your phone, or the Oculus
Google Cardboard.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
like thing where you could watch Netflix videos. That's too much. I can't.
You can watch Netflix on the moon in VR.
Oh Lord!
You can watch glassless 3D in
I was
VR,
thinking
and it's
of
better.
the Oculus thing, the casual version, not the VR thing, because it looked cool though. I'll be like, do I really want to sit on my bed with that thing on my face when I have my TV right there?
I mean, the cool thing about movies in VR is like, let's say you don't have the biggest space for like a really big TV, but you want to watch a big movie like you're at the theater. When you put on the headset, like if you're just watching on the PlayStation, you put on the PSVR, it makes it look like you're at a huge IMAX theater. It creates this huge screen that you can move anywhere to your comfort. If you want to look up, you want to look straight, you're laying in bed, whatever angle you want to watch it at. And it is like a movie theater experience. It is insanely cool. And I've seen that done with other VR headsets and programs before. And it's an interesting way to watch it if you don't have the space or the option to watch something that way.
I mean, yeah, it's nice. I vibe with that.
I mean, I'll have to now. I got a nice 4K TV and I want to watch movies on that. But,
right.
but yeah.
Interesting.
So VR, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait to play Jump Force from VR. So we're gonna.
I can't wait to never play Jump Force again.
Shout outs to K19 with the $5 donation. He says Nintendo had a missed opportunity on making the Labo kit completely red and calling it Virtual Boy 2.
I mean, yeah, they did kind of the Virtual Boy. I wish they had that like concept.
That's not a missed opportunity. That's called being smart, not doing that again.
They call it the Labo
Better than the freaking
VB.
elephant. I mean, you gotta admit that.
I mean, there's also like a goose or a swan or whatever.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Just the classic cardboard thing is just enough. I don't get this.
No, we need other stuff. No, it's not enough. We need other. When you're a child, Mandy, you need stuff you need gimmicky stuff, and that's what this is for. You need swans, you need birds, you need elephants, you need all. What if I was a kid? If I was a kid and this stuff came out, I'd be going crazy over it. When I was a kid, I used to try all the stupid stuff that came out. That was, you know what I'm saying, like all the dumb things that would come out. I'd be like, whoa, this looks cool. And I know like 10-year-old me, or 9-year-old me would have been like, yo, I want to try this out. Like, so
what kind of dumb stuff did you try as a kid?
Well, I mean, I did try the Virtual Boy, I did try. I couldn't afford it, but I tried it. I thought it looked stupid, but I was like, hey, I'll try it, Like, what was it, like the Game Boy printer type of stuff? You guys remember that? Game Boy printer?
I had the Game Boy printer and camera.
Yeah, like Game Boy where you go to, and then there's times like you go to Blockbuster. I used to get on my bike and ride all the way to Blockbuster to do some of this stuff. I mean, like I tried this is obviously for too, but like Sega 32X and stuff like that. Whenever I went to the little mom and pop shop, like anything that was new that came out, and I had an opportunity as a kid that was clearly gimmicky as hell, I would try it. Like, I would just try it. I mean, I even played Hey You Pikachu. I was just like, hey, this might be fun. Like that's a game that I wouldn't touch until I'm like, hell no, I ain't playing. Like they made it.
Oh my god, you played Hey You Pikachu?
Yeah,
oh my god.
I was like, maybe this, and this is what I said. I was like, maybe this.
Well, it was like that. I didn't play it, so it was literally like that game on Dreamcast, right? The little Seaman game.
Yeah, they're both.
You just tell him. All you have to tell him is Sony, and he gets mad.
Yeah, he gets pissed off when you say that.
Hey, Pikachu, Sony.
Just Can we have a remaster of Hey You Pikachu?
No,
I'll take.
And now he gets sassy with us, like in Detective Pikachu. Like,
hey, you Detective Pikachu.
I would take that. That'd be
the
hilarious.
game is actually pretty boring, but the movie.
I forgot all about that game, so you said so. Hey You Pikachu. Oh my goodness.
It's like Dora the Explorer, kind of. I knew it was for kids, but like even kids would be like, "What do you think I'm dumb
But
or
door is
something?"
for very, 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 very small. Oh my god!
Not until the gritty Michael Bay reboot that's coming to theaters this year.
Oh my god!
What the
There's a
hell?
live action Dora the Explorer by Michael Bay coming out this year.
Somebody hotline going off.
Yo,
It's not mine. Trust me, it's not.
it's OJ.
My default T-Mobile phone was going off.
Oh, Club T-Mobile, yay!
Club
Oh, so
T-Mobile.
you got 2 phones. That's what you got. You got 2 phones.
For the Tinder.
So when you said you did from where?
Said one for Tinder, one for business, one for Tinder. Nah, I'm done with Tinder, man. I told y'all I'm done with Tinder. I'm done.
Nah, you just telling us that.
Your
As soon as he
second
get
phone
off here,
disagrees.
Tinder's
as soon as he get off here, he gonna load that up, start swiping right.
Nah, and start swiping to the. How about press and hold to the trash can? Delete. I'm done. Weirdo Tinder girls. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. What's the next topic?
Animal Crossing VR. I like that idea.
That wasn't a topic. What in the world?
No, I was reading the chat.
The next topic is Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, Devil May Cry 5. I want to get Baron's opinion first.
Oh Lord, I knew he was gonna come to me.
So Baron, this game, it's looking a lot better than Bayonetta, don't you think?
Oh no, you didn't. Don't make me hurt you.
My ears.
I will catch a flight. I got a hell of miles on my Southwest. I will catch a flight, come out there and kick you in your neck. Don't ever disrespect my girl like that.
Kick you in the neck.
Are you sure, Google?
No, but
Don't ever disrespect my girl. Look, I have
OJ's
nothing.
right, though.
I have nothing but respect for them to be able to bring the Devil May Cry franchise back on track because it was all over the damn place. You know, what is it sitting at, like an 86 now? So I respect them for that. But if you think he's going to hold the candle to what Bayonetta is about to unleash, hopefully later this year, you crazy.
Now, I don't think
You
Bayonetta's
crazy.
coming. I don't think Bayonetta's coming this year, but
You crazy. You got to understand, man. We
Bayonetta's
talking
fine.
about platinum games here. We talking about platinum games. But I applaud Capcom for getting them back on track. Capcom has doing the last couple of games. Capcom has done a great job. So
absolutely.
Devil May Cry has
Can't
better
say that.
characters.
nah. Bayonetta is that woman. What's
Oh,
up,
man.
me?
She's a character. Devil May Cry got multiple good
Okay.
characters.
I personally like Bayonetta more as a character, just because you do moves and her clothes come off. But outside, I mean, no, I'm joking. Well, that does happen in the game, but her sass. I think they're all. I mean, her sass. I mean, it's very similar. She's just.
I just like her gunplay. You know, how everything she can shoot out like everything.
Well,
like that's fun.
That's the cool thing about Bayonetta is that you can put weapons to your hands and your feet. That's
Yeah.
I need to get to number 2, so.
I like
Bayonetta's
Devil
just
May
that.
Cry
She
more.
just that bitch, man. It's as simple as that. You know.
Shit.
Devil May Cry 5 has an 88 average on open. I like to use OpenCritic instead of Metacritic.
I use Metacritic because everybody be on there, man. So I think is it 88? It was 89. Is it 86 on Metacritic
It's
now?
88. It's 88 on OpenCritic, which is a much better site. But I can check.
I don't think so. But what is it on Metacritic?
It is, but okay.
And what is it on Metacritic? 86.
Let me check Metacritic. It's
Somebody told me 86. I ain't checked it since
It's
yesterday.
88.
so.
It's 88 on Metacritic as well. 88 on
Cool,
OpenCritic.
that's
88
good.
on Metacritic. So yeah, good.
That's good. That's good. It's holding 88. I'm happy for Capcom, man, because that franchise was all over the place. So
I mean,
I just don't know what to
Kudos.
pick it up on tomorrow. Like, part of me,
To-
because
to-
I play all the other games on PlayStation, I want to get it on PlayStation to match the other
get
copies
it
I
on
have.
Xbox. Get it on Xbox.
But I really want to get it on
get
Xbox
it on-
because
no,
I really
get-
want to see it looking
No,
great.
get it. Trust me, get it on. They made sure to optimize it
Oh.
completely for the Xbox One X.
Dude, it looks
Get it on
beautiful. That's some of the best graphics.
Go ahead, Mandy.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna wait till later because, Kirby and Yoshi, but I might just get it.
I might just get it.
I do want to point out that Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1 both have higher Metacritic.
they
That's
do
fine.
because she is the god now. She runs ish around this piece. That's what she is.
Yeah, Bayonetta's cool.
I'm just throwing that. Not that it doesn't matter. They're both all really good games. At the end of the day, they're all really good games, and they're all made. And the basic concept is made by the same guy. You know, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, both Hideki Kamiya's mind. So, and we
Damn.
need to treasure. We need to treasure these type of games because how many times do you see these type of games done right? God of War left the stylish action.
God of War completely abandoned its roots.
it completely abandoned it. So we don't have many left because a lot of developers don't think you can sell these type of games. You know, Devil May Cry is probably the best selling one, but there's not a lot of them. I mean, you'll see indie games that do it. You know, you'll see 2D games that do it, but you won't see a lot of big, large scale
AAA
games.
budgets.
Yeah, bigger budgets like a Bayonetta or like a Devil May Cry. God of War used to be in there. You won't see now. It's not. I mean, they're dropping like flies. We used to have more, but now we really don't have anything. So we gotta just cherish the ones that we do get. Devil May Cry 5 is really good though, guys. I mean, if you haven't had the demo, check it out.
I was thinking about it, but then that other game comes out this month. Shadows Die Twice. Yeah.
Oh, Sekiro? Shadow. That's a different.
I was
that's a Blood Souls game.
Yeah, that's
I was really looking at that. Like I was interested in that since E3. So I kind of dismissed Devil May Cry because of how terrible the last one was. So it surprised me. So I wasn't really. I was like, do I really need to play Devil May Cry? I'm gonna have Bayonetta coming out later this year. So it's like really.
Hey, it's not confirmed for this year.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
I know it's not confirmed, but I have my hopes and I'm sticking to it.
Astral Chain, man. I'm looking
like
at
March
Astral...
next.
Oh, I love me some Astral Chain is day one. I ain't worried about that one. That's day one. But
That looks like it's gonna be.
That's a hack and slash. That's like a. I think it's gonna be like
a platinum game. It's a platinum game.
Yeah, so. it's a hack and slash like action art. I think it's gonna have like a lot of RPG elements too in that one.
See, everyone keeps reminding me that Cyberpunk's most likely coming out this year, and that's
it might.
That's like my top most excited, aside from 2 games that aren't publicly announced that are coming out this year.
Here you go. This secret stuff.
There's 2 of them. One of them might be getting announced later this month at PAX East. Very excited for that. That I don't care. Like I don't have anything on that, but the Borderlands 3 is supposed to be announced later this month finally, and that's above most everything for me. Then the secret game at E3 is another one, and then Cyberpunk. If those 2 games all come out this year, best year in gaming in a long time for me.
Man, it's gonna be hard competition, man. But I think Capcom has the 2 contenders for Game of the Year already. So that's shocking to say Capcom has the only 2 contenders for Game of the Year so far.
I think we'll end up seeing by the end of the year that Resident Evil 2 makes the cutoff for one of the games in the list in the category. I don't think Devil May Cry, as good as it's going to be, how much
Devil May Cry is
going
to Devil May Cry is probably going to fall off the contenders list later on. That stuff more come out, but
I do think Resident Evil 2 has a strong chance to stay on it.
Resident Evil 2 is definitely going to be nominated. Yeah. I don't see that happening. It's going to be nominated.
Yeah.
Also, shout outs to Brian Jedi with the $1.99 donation. And he says, just good to see the hack and slash games coming back. Absolutely. And then also, shout outs to Jugs McGee. Jugs
He's
McGee,
my dude.
with the $5 donation. It says, Capcom is on a roll with games they are releasing. Konami who? Okay.
Wow.
I don't know.
Konami hasn't done anything.
Konami hasn't done anything, but Konami has a lot of great IP that they could use, and they just.
But are they gonna?
They're not. They're Konami. They're in that sunken place. You know what I'm saying? With
they're making pachinko machines.
They're in that sunken place. Where's that spoon? And just tapping that spoon on there, man. They in that sunken place. I don't know what happened.
So you really think Cyberpunk is gonna make it this year? I know they said it's gonna be at E3, but you think it's really gonna get released this year?
I think there's a high possibility that we're gonna get the release date for this year. If not, then I would say within the first 6 months of next year. But I've heard that it's supposed to be this year. I've heard that they want it out this year, but obviously I'm not going to rush CD Projekt Red because they'll just keep making it until they think it's perfect, and that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
And what they showed off that gameplay, what was that like? That came out sometime after E3. The public gameplay was insane. I was like, this is awesome. This is like Blade Runner type look gameplay of like Borderlands. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. I love it. Yeah. So into that kind of stuff. I love sci-fi, and that game is like, hey Jordan, this game was made for you. And I'm like, oh, thanks, appreciate it, guys.
Was it made for you in VR too?
If they put that in VR, I would 100% play a VR version of that game.
I think they will. I think they will.
I think there's a possibility it's a
Yeah.
first person.
Yeah, I
We'll do
think
it first
they'll do
person,
VR.
so.
I think they'll do VR after. They'll do an update with VR.
Absolutely.
I still have a strong feeling that my baby Bayonetta is gonna come out this year.
Is it because of the podcast that they had where Bill Trennan was? Is it because you feel that way?
Well, no, I felt that way before because they didn't, just like how they omitted Pokemon from the direct. They kind of didn't say much about Bayonetta, but they told you look forward. So once he said look forward to update, that means we about to get some big blowout on her. You know what I mean? Which is probably gonna be an E3.
Done. That means they're like, we've had some setbacks with the game. We're not done yet.
I think it was correct to do that. If we didn't know we was about to get Astro Train like that, so
that's why they had.
Just imagine if they showed
have this instead.
No, if they showed Astro Train and Bayonetta back to back, I think the hype for Astro Train wouldn't have been that big. You feel me?
It's possible.
I think she would have overshadowed it. So
I don't feel that Bayonetta 3 is
right.
coming this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it got a late, like a December and November release.
I want it to be November because I want Platinum Games to get nominated for Game of the Year for 2 games, and I hope they win it.
Bayonetta's not.
They deserve it.
No matter how
they
good
deserve it.
Bayonetta's not going to win. Bayonetta
should
have won.
How you know? How you wait a minute? You gotta let the game come out first.
Are you banking on Astral Chain?
No, wait, OJ. Before you say that, Red Dead Redemption 2 should have been Game of the Year last year, and it didn't get more Game of the Year awards than God of War. So just remember that.
One of them is actually a game, and the other one's a simulator.
No, that's not it.
Wait a minute. What?
Wait, here's the reason why, dude. Here's the reason why. Game of the Year, and we're talking about the Game Awards you know what I'm saying? So when people say Game of the Year, we mean Game Awards, okay? Because Bayonetta won Game of the Year for certain publications, but
I'm talking about Game of the Year just overall period for everybody.
There's no consensus of that. Everyone's gonna pick.
Yeah, that's personal preference.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but overall, you get a sense of what game was the Game of the Year. Like when Breath of the Wild won, Breath of the Wild won almost all of them. You know what I mean? There was a few it didn't win. But that's what people say that's the Game of the Year was.
But that's different. That's a different case. Here's the reason why that's a different case. It's Zelda. There are some, and when I say Game of the Year, I mean like the Game Awards. That's what I mean. Like the Game Awards, Game of the Year. Most of the big sites are going to give it. A lot of sites aren't going to give a game like Bayonetta Game of the Year because it's just they can't. They just can't do it. Bayonetta should have won. Bayonetta 2 should have won
in 2014.
And it didn't. And it should have won by a launch. It actually reviewed better than
everything.
Than Dragon Age. And Dragon Age won.
Everything.
Dragon Age won, and then it's like Smash Brothers. No matter what Smash Brothers does, it's not going to win Game of the Year.
No, hold on, OJ. You got to think about it. I think Bayonetta won some Game of the Year awards that year. They won nowhere near as many as should have. But
the PSP
I think it had a lot to do.
The PSP
had a lot,
Jack, dude. They didn't.
I'm talking about Bayonetta 2, not the first one. I'm talking 2.
Okay, Bayonetta 2. Okay, go ahead.
Bayonetta 1. There was no way she was going to win Game of the Year, even though she should have. But she was a new franchise, so they wasn't going to give it to her. But Bayonetta 2 definitely should have won it back in 2014 when it came out.
But it didn't.
Definitely, because there was no game better than that game that year. There was none. But it was on Wii U, and I believe that's what really hindered it.
Okay.
That's what really held it back.
Yeah,
I'm really...
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question. Have you guys played Nier Automata?
I have.
I haven't put it on yet.
Do it.
I want to. I think I got it because I was waiting.
You got that platinum game, hot girl. What?
Oh no, I think 2B is the most attractive video game character they made yet.
She's gorgeous, man. She got some legs.
She has a headband, or you can't even see her eyes. The hell?
Perfect.
She's an android. First of all.
How is she the most attractive?
Hey, you just wait till you see the people when you go to a lot of cons like I do, and you see the people cosplaying as them. It's good things, good times.
I've seen that. I'm just saying, like,
it's a good character design. Yeah, you can take the headband off.
Further into the game,
or leave it on, whatever you're into. Doesn't matter. I just want to touch back on one thing real quick. So when I said I definitely got a reaction out of Baron here when I was talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. So you think Red Dead Redemption 2 is your game of the year for last year?
It should have been game of the year of 2018.
But did you play it?
It nearly broke even. I barely played it. You know, my brother got it, my friends got it. I barely played. I really didn't like Red Dead Redemption like that. Even when the first one came out, I didn't like it.
I was literally
It wasn't really
about
my
to
thing.
say. I was literally about to say, if you're like, oh yeah, I love Red Dead Redemption 2, great. I'm like, because that's a simulator game. It's like, oh, you're fine with doing all the mundane crap tasks and doing everything like cleaning your horse, cleaning yourself, eating, collecting money, like doing all the mundane crap that has nothing to do with the game. But you're worried about doing stuff in VR. Like, now I have to walk or click a button.
No,
Like,
I heard it
the
was
same
tedious. I heard it was
it's,
tedious, but
it's a beautiful game. Simulator. It's a Western simulator where you literally have to do everything yourself.
yeah, I seen that because I watched my friend and my brother. He loves it. I watched him play a lot. I just don't like the Western setting. The concept and the theme of the game just never appealed to me, even from the first one. You know what I mean? I got flack back then for buying Super Mario Galaxy over Red Dead Redemption. I was like, I don't care about Red Dead Redemption.
No, that's
This
a
is Super
fine.
Mario
I mean,
Galaxy.
both are great. Red Dead Redemption 1's amazing, but Super Mario Galaxy is like, that's like the highest top tier game.
I
that came
love
out
Red
at that
Dead
point.
Redemption 1, but that Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are almost completely different.
Yeah, they're not the same games at all.
At all.
Yeah, but that Western setting like that. The only time I really enjoyed the Western setting like that was when Red Steel 2. But that was like cell shaded and that was like stylized. That wasn't really realistic. You know what I mean? It was kind of realistic, but it wasn't all the way realistic. So I just didn't see the appeal for it.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is too realistic for its own good, and that's why I believe it didn't win. Because it had all the hype, it sold, all the copies, it was doing incredible. But after a week of everyone going, "Yes, this is amazing," it turned into this game kind of doesn't let you have fun with the game.
But then the other game that was running up against it, I mean, can you really even call that a game?
Well, here's the
God
thing.
of War? Yeah.
Oh, man.
God of War was a great game. It's beautiful. It plays great. It's a full-on play game.
I think
Lord mercy.
I think God of War won it just because it was a complete reboot for the franchise that you could play easily. I mean, I think that's
was
what
also
it is.
a game.
True,
Yeah.
because it was almost like an interactive movie, yeah. And I'm gonna say what else. I'm gonna tell you what else. I'm
Red
gonna tell you what else that people won't say.
Movie.
I'm gonna
And the
tell you what
story
else
was
people didn't
good.
say. The reason that it probably got a lot of awards is because that man was out there crying publicly about that game too. The producer, whatever his name, Corey. That's his name.
God of War definitely wasn't the best game in the past few years. I'm not gonna go that I'm
It
not gonna go that
wasn't.
far.
I would say the best game
It
of the past few
wasn't. But
years.
when that dude came out and bust out them tears about God of War, I believe that's what pushed the edge for that game to win more awards than it should have. So nobody wants to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
What other game last year was better received than God of War that should have deserved it then? Not Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead was better received. That's off the top. I really felt disrespected that Monster Hunter is nominated as it should have gotten. So that was kind of crazy.
It got more due than I thought it would.
No, it should have got way more. Way more than what it got.
It was up there with Game of the Year, wasn't it? That's the highest
Not
honor.
for a lot of people, it wasn't.
But it was on the main one that everyone looks and goes by,
But
which
it
was the
never
Game
had a
Awards.
chance.
It was nominated.
I'm not slipping haterade on God of War. I personally just think that God of War's combat was actually better before the new God of War, which
That's fine.
I mean, some people are saying I'm hating. It's not that. It's that God of War's combat. If you look at God of War 1 through 3 and you look at what you can do, literally, factually, there are more combos, more different things. The style of game is completely different. Now, if you like graphics and if you like simpler gameplay, which a lot of people do, which is why God of War left the action stylish genre, because a lot of people do like simple controls, simple play, you can't jump, then that's fine. But there's people that don't like that. So it's not about being a hater.
An amazing story into it.
If you don't like simple gameplay, God of War, compared to the other games, is a very simple game. You can't even jump in that game. You know what I'm saying? There's like a couple different
cares
attack
about
buttons,
the jumping? You're always about the jumping.
I'm just saying.
Jordan, here's the thing though. The man could already jump before. They grounded him.
Yeah, because they didn't feel it necessary to the combat.
You didn't feel it necessary because they wanted to give you this cinematic interactive movie experience by moving the camera over his shoulder and forcing you to only do limited things. They gave an incredible story with really good gameplay. The gameplay is solid. It's just not this hack and slash gameplay.
Which is good.
Anymore.
People like that. People obviously like that more than the Bayonetta, than the Devil May Cry. And I don't fault them for moving God of War in that direction. I don't fault them. But don't sit back, these weirdos in the chat, don't sit back when somebody doesn't want to be taken on a cinematic ride and not jump and press like a couple buttons and not have don't sit there and fandangle us into your own fantasy of what you want when somebody else can have their own opinion on what they like more. That's the issue that I have. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, you like God of War? Cool. Did it deserve it? Great. But don't sit back and try to say everybody else has to like what you like. Hell no. You can get off that.
Go ahead, Mandy.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I need
jump
like a buzzer when I want to talk.
Just knock on the mic. Like,
just chill, Mandy. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
I try, but you all be like intense, so I'll be like,
Go ahead, girl.
okay, so everybody's talking about gameplay and stuff, but God of War did have a beautiful story that people seem to forget. And I don't know if you're gauging a game of the year for just gameplay, but for me, the story plus the gameplay makes for a good game, not just, can he jump or something. If there's a reason why he can't jump, or it doesn't, or you like go through the game, it doesn't even matter, then I don't see it as a, thing, like a bad thing.
I understand what you're saying, man. I get you, but the thing is, you're supposed to evolve the character, not strip him from what he used to do. Like, you're not supposed to strip his abilities from it. Like,
he's older.
I don't give a damn. He's a God of War, and he can't jump.
Let me jump in.
Sorry.
Let me jump in and say something here about
this. He
this.
could still do combat and and
my thing.
It was more of a father and son journey, and I really loved that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, Manny, but the thing is, for Game of the Year, to me, you got to have the complete package. You got to have the whole complete package, and you got to have the critical acclaim to back it up to get that.
Right.
And the bottom line is, God of War did not have that over Red Dead Redemption.
See right there.
So,
no, because Red Dead Redemption, everyone's main complaint is how that game controls. It doesn't control like a proper game should. It feels slow and sluggish, and it has input lag depending on what you do. So in that defense, it doesn't play properly. And when you're looking at has to have everything perfect, and when they're looking at stuff, I know some people don't play games for the story. I look for story in video games. I know that people just want to play games in video games. That's their own personal divide, but I like the story. So when they looked at God of War, they said, wow, this story is great. We like it. Wow, the gameplay, even though it's different, they liked it and enjoyed it. It complements the story and how the character is now. And you're talking about evolving the character. They did evolve the character. This God of War franchise now is not the same franchise as before. This is a reboot into a new direction, continuing off as the same character, but in a new way. It's passing the torch on to a new style of gameplay. So when they're looking at that checklist saying, oh, the gameplay, the story, the atmosphere, all this stuff, the voice acting, God of War checks all those boxes for them to have awarded that game Game of the Year. I'm not saying it has to be yours. I'm not saying people have to like that game, because a lot of people don't, but the game also sold well, was received extremely well. Compared to everything else on that list, it was the game that did deserve it out of what they chose. But I'm not saying you have to appreciate God of War for what it was. At all.
I mean, that's cool that you appreciate it, but at the end of the day, I don't think it deserves it. If you have the highest rated game of the year, that is your year. It has always been that way. You are the game of the year.
Look at the Oscars.
You can't get that high rating without people thinking you have the complete package. It's
Take
like
movies, for example. The highest rated film of the year.
Into this. That's a whole different
but it's the same example. The movie that's the highest rated movie of the year or makes the most money usually doesn't win the Oscar for best film of the year.
But that doesn't apply to how gaming works.
How does that not apply to gaming works? If you're saying
it's never been that way.
If it's the highest received game, that doesn't mean it needs to be the game of the year. Even if it got a higher rating, it doesn't mean it's game of the year. If a majority of other people say something else, it's the same thing with movies.
Jordan, do you know how hard it is to get to that rating level? That is
Rockstar.
Well,
Rockstar could literally poop in their hand and give it to you.
Can I
poop
jump
in their hand
in here
and give you their freshly baked turd from McDonald's and be like,
"Oh, stop it, Jordan!" Now you saying you showing an example of what you were saying.
I'm not. I like Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm saying Rockstar always gets that initial press of being incredible.
Can I jump?
Go ahead, OJ.
I mean, like, I think you guys both have a point. I think you guys both have a point. But, I mean, it's hard to sit there and say, oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the greatest reviewed games of all time. It's literally in the top percentile. It's not Game of the Year. A game that's rated way lower than it from the same people who are rating the games and are giving their opinions on let's just say Game Awards, Game of the Year. I can see where Baron's coming from, but I completely see where Jordan is coming from when it comes to what people think after, when they had time to think about it inside the room. But you can't, dude, a 97 rating? That's
ridiculous.
That's very hard to sit back and say, oh, well, this game's trash. You know what I'm saying? That's very hard to sit back and say that, in my opinion.
It's impossible to get those high, to get your average that high. It is so much more difficult to do that now than ever. So you really had to be a complete package of a game, barring some setbacks. You know what I mean? And I think it was very disrespectful when I seen it. I was like, y'all really gonna rock Red Dead Redemption 2 like this?
Absolutely.
Even though I don't play it and I don't love it, I don't like the franchise, I still got to respect to what it achieved. You know what I mean? I'm like, I would be upset if that was any other game. If Zelda got done that way, I would be pissed. If Mario got done with it, I'd be pissed. But since I don't care about Red Dead Redemption, I really didn't say much about it. But I did say I think that's disrespectful because they fought and they worked hard on that game and they got that game to that average to where people believe this was the best game of the year. So it had the highest average. And you still, because somebody came out on stage or came on the video and cried about their game, talking about I put passion in it, put hours in it, I hope y'all love it, and y'all decided to give him game of the year over the game that deserved it, I don't think that's right. That's just how I feel about it.
They didn't give it to him because he came out on a stage and cried.
Yeah, I don't think that was
the game's been pre-decided before the awards even go on. Like, the game has been pre-decided a week or so. No, I mean, he made a video about crying about the reviews of God of War. I know you remember that, because I remembered. I was like, really? This is what we doing? We're doing waterworks now for people giving reviews of your game?
I think it's...
Come on, bro. Happy about it.
I think it's an interesting conversation. I guess that's one that we should have had last year, maybe. Maybe we should have had that last year. But I think overall, we didn't really have this podcast like this last year, though, did we? But either way, I think at the end of the day, both games could have won it, and people would have been like, okay, well, whatever. There would have been people that were for it, people that were against it. But God of War won. God of War won. God of War won it, and it's a game that people really love, and they think it's a really good game, and people have fun with it. And I'm down. I'm down with that. So. What we're going to do, guys, before we move into some Q&A, if we see a question, we can definitely answer your question. So if you guys have some, feel free to drop some questions in there. But we actually already kind of built in talking about what games we're going to be looking forward to this March. So we talked about Devil May Cry and other games as well. So if you guys have questions in the chat, feel free. We'll answer questions for a few minutes before we skedaddle. We started a little late, so I don't want to keep these East Coasters up too late past their bedtime. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, we went through all the topics already?
Yeah, we didn't have that many. It was a boring week. It wasn't really much this week.
I do want to say, though, adding on to a comment someone reminded me of, like, even God of War, how much I'm, like, hyping it up right now, wasn't my game of the year. Wasn't the game I played the most, had the most fun, or rated the highest for myself. That was Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wasn't even on the list.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey for me was the game of the year for me. The game I put the most hours into, the game I was most impressed by, the game that literally has me coming back to play the DLC. It is that good of a game to me, and I think was the best experience of last year. But I'm giving the defense of God of War because that was the neck and neck race of God of War and Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers!
And it sucks Smash Brothers ain't gonna get nominated because it came out in December, which I hope, they start changing that, because a lot of more games are coming out in December, and the December games always get shitted on. Excuse my French, but they always do. Like with Xenoblade Chronicles. Didn't even make it an RPG nominations. I think it was last year or the year before that. We were talking about year before that, right? So, and Smash is not gonna get nominated. It might get nominated because it's Smash, but you probably ain't gonna see it much because it came out in December. So I wish they would change that as well, because a lot of games are coming out in December now. So, whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think at the end of the day, people are just gonna play what they like, regardless. It's always great to win Game of the Year or not, but I mean, it's tough, guys. It's a bunch of opinions at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on here. We have some. We forgot to talk about the X. We can talk about the Xbox, right?
Oh yeah.
I thought we did we? Oh, we didn't. Oh, snap, we didn't.
No,
we didn't talk about it. You said wait for the last. You tried to skip it.
Yeah. No. Well, somebody mentioned it, and I totally forgot. I totally
forgot
forgot.
to, but
I forgot about it because I don't care.
yeah, I want to go ahead and put my foot in Phil Spencer's ass whenever you.
Wait, can we at least say what it is first for the people that are watching? Okay, we gotta tell them what it is first. So, the Xbox, there's a rumor that's going around that the Xbox digital, there's gonna be an Xbox digital version that's not gonna have a disc drive at all. So you can't actually put physical games in there. Everything, it's gonna be like a Game Pass machine. Game Pass, digital games, no disc drive, and it's gonna be out like May this year. And it's gonna be like super cheap. Apparently, it's gonna be super cheap, and really, it's gonna be for people who just want to play like Games Pass and all digital. That's the rumor. It's an Xbox One. It's basically like an Xbox One S, right? It's like a discless Xbox One S.
Let's get the disc. I mean,
No disc.
what's the disc gonna do? It's just, it's like when my laptop didn't have anywhere to put CDs. On paper, it sounds nice, but sometimes I wanted to listen to a CD or download stuff, and I couldn't. And I was like,
Wait, why
why
couldn't you
can't you
download
just
something?
put a hole in that
Download
thing?
from a CD.
Or
What?
like I have a CD already, especially with all these JRPG special editions coming with CDs still. I didn't have anywhere to put them.
Oh, like to rip
My car doesn't
rip the
even have
CD.
a CD player.
Oh, so you
Huh.
mean like to rip the CD?
Yeah, so I could
Okay.
download it into my like iTunes.
Mm. You know, there's something called YouTube, Mandy, where you can get the soundtracks and you can rip them straight
Yo,
to your
when I
iTunes. If
paid
you...
for my special edition,
Yeah,
and it comes with a CD,
yeah, that's true.
I want to download that stuff
Yes.
on my thing. I'm sorry.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree.
Anyways, it doesn't have nothing. I'm just saying, just buy it with the disc because you never know what will happen. Your friend lends you a game, you can't play it because you don't have a disc drive. So it's like, your friend, oh look, I'll let you borrow this game, but you can't put it anywhere. So just thinking about that, just put in the back of your mind. It may not sound like a big deal now, but in situations you're gonna be like, damn.
I got you.
Especially sharing and stuff.
All right, guys,
Dang.
I don't know anything about like I can't do anything about the sound. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
I can hear everybody loud and clear.
It's just yeah. Like I'm gonna move it to Discord so we don't have to deal with this because Google Hangouts is kind of Google trash. Baron, do you have anything to add to this, man? With this whole Xbox?
Yeah,
digital edition?
I think the big picture y'all probably ignoring and not paying attention to is them actually going forward with this. I think it's really it's a rumor / report right now, but they've been hitting at this for a while, so I think it's really going to happen. I don't know why they're doing it with the Xbox One S. That really don't make any sense to me. Why would you not do it with the X if you're going to do it with a current gen platform? And why would you even do it with a current gen platform? Like I said in the video I made, it's already showing that people ain't buying Xboxes as it is. So what makes you think this is going to make them buy an Xbox? You think because you compare it with Game Pass and people are going to buy it? If this thing is not $150, people ain't even going to consider buying it. That's the price point for people to consider to buy it. But I don't know what they doing. I really don't know. I don't see the thing. I also don't like the situation where this is like a topic for another day, but where they're trying to force this all digital agenda on people. And I'm team physical. I like to buy all my games physical copies. I rarely ever do digital downloads. I'm always going to be that way. I want to actually have possession of something I pay for, so I don't like it. I don't like it simply for that fact because I don't want this to become a thing to where everybody's like, oh, let's switch everything to digital. So now I really don't actually own anything. I have nothing to show for it. So that's how I feel about it.
Well, what about you, Jordan?
It's like one of those things that it's the inevitable future of what they're going to try to do with gaming. I've always been kind of like, I love my physical stuff, but until I'm forced to only do digital, I don't care about it. Like I'm not going to pick this up. I have the best Xbox you can buy out there right now. I don't care about this little console, the only, digital stuff. But, for some people, it may help out for them if they're not too caring and they can get that and just Game Pass on it, then it's a nice little console that you can have all your stuff digital, and that's nice. But it's just a sign of the times. We've been talking about that this is going to be happening for like a decade now, like the inevitable digital future. So it's whatever.
Yeah, I just see it as an extension, but yeah, this is definitely the digital future is here. Like there was a real quick before we kind of take a couple more questions. Like there was a article where I think kids, I forgot what ages, but they were like, they found that controllers were clunky, and that it was way more fun to play games on a phone, and I almost had a heart attack. I was like, what are they? It's like, who are these parents? Like, what are they doing? And I was like shocked. And I read the article and I was like, no, these kids really think that controllers are clunky and that like iPhones and just using the touchscreen is just more intuitive and easier. And then I start looking, like when I started going to like, my daughter's school and kind of seeing it's absolutely true. That's what a lot of the kids they're playing. They have their Switches and stuff and they're playing it, but a lot of kids just out there playing Fortnite. And that's the only time they play Fortnite is on their phone.
That won't be my kid. I'm telling you that.
I know, but this is the future, guys. This is what all digital, not having to worry about like getting up and putting something into the putting into to there and all that. Like that's just what it is. And they're gonna give that option as long as
my heart.
As long as there is old dinosaurs like us around, you know what I'm saying? Like, or at least mentally wise old dinosaurs. There's going to be physical media, but for the new and upcoming generation, where you can't even this is a dinosaur phone because I can actually take off the back and swap my battery. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of phones can't even do this because it's just nope. You can't swap your battery, can't swap your memory. It's just everything's just set. Even though where I can do it, and people look at my phone like, look at this. Like look at this old phone that you got. They make fun of my phone. Because my phone has more features. It has more stuff you can do. Like some new phones can't even do some of this stuff, and people are just like, no, this is the new wave. This is what you need to do. So that's just how it is, guys. That's just kind of how I feel about this new Xbox. It's for the new kids. It's for the Game Pass kids. Their parents say,
don't indulge them. Don't indulge.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of parents like, I can buy the Game Pass. They can play whatever game they want. $100-something. That's better than buying 6 games 60 a pop. If you're a little kid and there's a bunch of games out there, that you don't have to play the new releases day one and you can play Fortnite for free with their Game Pass. This is going to be something that if they do a bundle with Fortnite, I'm telling you, these parents, they're going to go out there, they're going to pick it up. If it's like $99,
I'm like clutching my pearls. I can't.
And also, like, Game Pass just keeps getting better and better. The games they add, like one of the games they add is technically 2 games. They put the Batman Arkham games pack in there, which has the first and second game remastered. The value just keeps going up every month. The games that they add to Game Pass, plus the first party titles. I got to play so much of Crackdown. Didn't have to buy it. I love it.
Microsoft ain't worried about the slow internet areas, though. People say
exactly. That was the same thing I dealt with the Spyro stuff that needed that big patch to be able to play, and that was the thing I brought up and I talked about, is saying, yeah, there are people who don't have good internet or slow internet. Regardless of that, these companies don't care. That is that fact. Xbox will put this out and make it their future eventually one day because they're not catering to the people that have bad internet. They're not catering to that demographic. They're just selling it to people who are going to buy it in general.
Or you
just going to put it out there.
You leave your internet on overnight, and that was the thing.
I don't know who turns the internet off at night.
No, I meant like you leave the download. I said what you're saying. Like
you bringing back them old PS3 download
days.
Yeah. Right.
PS3 guys, back when the PS3 first launched, and you had certain games were so huge. Like you had to install or down. It took all night sometimes, man.
All night.
Yeah.
I think the thing y'all probably missing is that all digital. Look, I'm gonna be on the front lines of Team Physical all day because I don't want this all digital crap to happen. And you see stuff that's been happening lately with these publishers and these developers, and all digital is the last thing y'all need. When you got stuff coming out like Fallout 76 and stuff coming out like Anthem, that's only going to intensify how worse shit gets. Excuse my French. It's just going to make stuff get worse. You already getting stuff like Anthem and they're trying to sell it to you for $60. Once they take that physical part away and you have to download stuff, they can sell you whatever and give you whatever at that point. and give it to you later when they feel like it. It's like, nah, man. I need the reassurance that you have to sell this at retail for me to go out and buy it. That means you have to put $60 worth in this game. And half of them are not doing it right now. So if we take that physical part away, what you think they're gonna do? Especially if a company like EA is controlling them. Nah.
And you know what I said, just right, what I said when it comes to like Microsoft doesn't care about slow internet. They don't just right now. They're like they care about what you're saying, but like all the big wigs are, well, there's a million kids who don't care about that. What you know what I'm saying? Like there's I know, Mandy, it's scary, is it not? Like there's a lot of kids out there that just don't care.
And the thing that gets me,
Make
like with the
them
whole
care.
digital market, is that like when you're putting stuff on a disc and you're shipping it out, the company is paying to get it produced, and so they lose part of their profits putting it on a disc in the packaging. But when they're putting it on digital, they're still selling it for 60, meaning their profit margin goes up. And it's like, you're making more money. It's the least you could do is discount the games a few bucks. But obviously they don't have to because they're still going to buy it anyway.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. They're making way more money digitally, and that's why they're fine with a digital future. The game companies don't want to put stuff on physical. They want it to all go digital because they're just going to make way more money. It costs money to print stuff. It doesn't cost money to put it on a digital service.
That's true. But the thing is, since they know they have to use that money, I'm talking about majority of developers and publishers now, besides EA and what that crap, Bethesda did with Fallout 76 and a couple of people for that. When they know they have to put that much effort in, that kind of makes them put in effort to put out a game that people want to go out there and buy. If you take that all away, I think we really take away their initiative or their drive to really create groundbreaking experiences in games, especially if they're already kind of lazy and we're already getting stuff like Anthem.
That's
so
a
that's
yes
the
or
scary
no,
part.
but I think that really depends on the company behind it. I think we're going to see like we have been saying, we're going to see a even bigger rise of indie getting more and more popular with lower prices and doing things to really make a name for themselves to impress people. But I still think there's going to be some game companies out there like CD Projekt Red, like, first party titles from, Sony or Nintendo that are really trying to push what they can do, regardless of if it's an all digital future or the incentives of just making something half-assed and then releasing a product and fixing it later if they need to. I still think we're still going to get the EAs and the Activisions and parts of Ubisoft that do that, but I still think we're going to get some really good stuff regardless that are going to want to push the boundaries further and keep making that, oh yeah, they're a great company. EA and Activision don't care about that they're a bad company or not. They're making their money. They really don't care. The CEOs are loaded, so they're fine. The investors are happy. They're fine. But we're going to see still good stuff. I'm not worried about the quality going anywhere because quality has been bad for a long time now with a lot of these companies anyway.
And that's true. That's what scares me. I think that's why I hope when this thing comes out, it just fails. I hope this thing just completely fails on its face. But if we're already getting that type of quality and they're trying to sell you it at 60, and then when they come out and people review it and it's trashed and they try to sell it to you for $20 less a week later, it just seems like that will just make those situations even worse, and you will see those situations occur more often. So that's what scares me the most. And the second thing, which is like almost number one to me, is that I actually want to own my thing. I want it. Yeah. I want to hold it in your hand. I want to take it home.
And pay for something. Exactly. I love that feeling. I'll gladly pick up a game any day over digital.
But I think a lot of people in the chat, they're like, well, the day that everything goes all digital is the day that I stop gaming or that I stop buying stuff new, and I completely agree. I'll never stop.
I feel that way too.
I'll never stop talking about new stuff, so I'll still talk about it. Or if a company says, "Oh, here is your copy," you know what I'm saying? Then I'm down to try it if it's gonna be given to me. But I'm not gonna go out there and spend $60 on just digital, like everything digital. I can tolerate a little bit of digital stuff, but I don't really buy anything digital myself. I'm given digital copies and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go out there and spend $60 on games digital. That's the time where I just say, nope. I'm just gonna buy old
that used to
games.
Be for like easily like up until the last few recent years. I've always had that mentality of when it goes digital is the day I stop gaming. Basically, the day I stop putting forward to new stuff. But the more I really sit down and think of it, if there's the experiences that I want to have and I want to play, regardless of sacrificing the media part of it and having something physical, if there's still the things I want to play, like a Borderlands 4 or a new Cyberpunk or whatever's coming out for that next generation where it's, well, there's no physical, I'm still going to want to play those. And regardless if they're $60 or not, that's how you have to experience it. And I'm just going to go along with it. It's going to hurt, but I've come to accept that fact that when it inevitably happens, because it's going to happen with Blu-rays and movies. I collect Blu-rays and movies. I have a huge collection. I love preserving physical media. But the day that I literally can't, and they're like, okay, you want to own this movie now, you literally can only have it on a digital streaming service. That's the way I'll have to go. As much as I hate it,
You don't
that's
have
just
to
the way
go
it
that
works.
way, Jordan.
If
Fights!
you want to keep up with
Fights!
these, you don't have to. But if you still want those experiences and want to go where the games are at or where the movies are at, that's where I'm gonna. If I want that stuff, which I do, and that's what they say I have to do. Just like how, like with exclusives are for consoles. Oh, you want to play this game? Well, then you want a PS4. That's the trend I'm gonna have to follow, because I don't want to just be like missing out on all these crazy new experiences just because I'm too stubborn to give something a chance, that even though it's digital, that's just how I see it now.
I got you. But I think the one thing, because everybody's saying it's inevitable, I don't think it's inevitable. At this point, we still got retail physical copies stomping the hell out of digital sales. I mean, that's still a thing. So until that changes, then I don't think we need to be worried much.
It's
but
changing. EA,
not significantly enough, because they still selling
point.
significantly more games in physical than digital, though.
It'll do the Halo 5
Significantly
method.
more.
It'll do the Halo 5 method like the collector's edition had. You will still be able to go to a store and pick up a physical box that contains nothing but a code. That is what the future will be, is you will get a box with a code in it. So the illusion of, I got something physical, where they literally don't have to print out any discs. They're just like, all right, here's a penny case. It's worth a penny. And then to print out something worth a penny, their profit margins are still insanely high. All they have to do is shove a code in there. We've taken out manuals. We're literally at the bare basics of what you get with the game. The next step is just removing the disc and putting a digital copy.
Nah, that's not going to be the same. People
they will
not
do
go
that.
out there. But people are not going to go out there and buy a box with a code in it. Like, it's just
people
not
like
happen.
you and me, people who are older and smarter, but the kid who sees that case still is like, Mom, I have to get this game. They're going to get it home, and it will be a digital code.
That's what it's for. That for the kids that are with their parents and they walk by.
It's always for the kids, man. It's always for the kids.
That's their biggest profit margin, is the kids.
I think somebody in the chat said something about the game coming on a disc and you still got to download it when you get home. Look, that's really, I don't know when, I can't really pinpoint when that really started to become a major thing.
This
I think
generation.
that's like late PS3, early this gen.
Well, late PS3. There were
late PS3. Like with Nintendo games, you still really don't have to really worry about that. And I love them for that, because I'm like, use what the fuck you got on the disc. Like, use what the space you got. But the problem with third parties is that they don't compress their files whatsoever anymore. Everything is gigantic. It's just like
it's
ridiculous.
The media form, though, Baron. It's optical media is too slow. Like the format, the format is just slow.
Yeah,
that's the problem. And that's the reason why a lot of the games that started getting more advanced, like Grand Theft Auto. What else? There's a few other games that you have to install like a good portion of it, or even Xbox gave you the option to install the game to make it run better. But it's just because the medium is just too slow. And I think next generation they're going to go with the same medium. But that's the reason why a lot of them are trying to go to push digital. Digital is obviously quicker, if it's running straight off of there compared to now at this point you just have that's just the disc for verification. So everything just runs off of the thing. But that's the reason why optical media is too slow to keep up with what they're doing. So that's the reason why you have to install everything to your hard drive like a PC, because it's just too slow. Switch obviously is different because it's running cartridge. Cartridge media is a lot faster. But then again, you run into cartridge space size limitations and stuff like that. So.
How is someone still in the chat still trying to talk about the Game of the Year stuff? Spider-Man was a better game than both those. I mean, it's a great game,
I don't know.
but it wasn't better than both of those.
Oh, Lord. Get out of here with that Spider-Man garbage.
Fantastic game.
Oh, Lord. Get out of here with that
Fantastic game.
Spider-Man.
Loved it. 9 out of 10. But for me, those other experiences are better.
Stop
for
it,
me.
man. Get out of here with
I
that.
I probably would like Spider-Man more than God of War.
You'll like Spider-Man when it's that $20 value.
Yeah, well, I'll probably like Spider-Man more than God of War and Red Dead. I know I would
Because you
like
paid
Spider-Man more than
$20
God of War and Red Dead.
for it. and you'll be like, "Wow, I got a good experience for $20."
Yeah, exactly. That's what's gonna happen. But Spider-Man can jump. Spider-Man can jump, and the controls are good. So to me, that's two big advantages over those two games.
Oh Lord, I'm done, bro.
Controls
Y'all
are great.
crazy.
Spider-Man can jump. There you go. Game of the year, baby. Let's do it. Shout outs to Blue Bolt with the $2 donation that says Capcom. And then I think
What about him?
I think it has like an X eyes and like squiggly mouth. I think that's what he was.
Yeah, I think that's a face. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I can't even make that face. How do you?
I don't know.
I can't. That's impossible.
I think we're gonna go and do the sign offs, guys. I think it was a good podcast. Not bad at all. Good topics. Got into a little good freeform discussion at the end, kind of filling some time. So that was good. All right, so let's go and do some sign offs. If you guys have your channel chats or your channels ready, because I'm too lazy to put them in the description.
I've been ready. I'm always
man.
ready for that.
But
I gotta get mine ready, I guess.
We'll go with you last then, Baron. We're gonna shout outs to Mandy. We're gonna start with Mandy first. Mandy, where can they find you at, young lady?
Hold on. Hi. You can find me on my YouTube channel you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mandy Lee Plays. I cover Nintendo stuff. I do live streams, and I also do videos, and I also do other things. So be sure to check my channel out. I'm almost at 1,500 subscribers, so
Ooh, hey now.
help a girl out. Oh, and plus
suck
like
it,
content
suck it.
too. What? What did you guys talk?
I didn't say anything. That was Baron. I didn't say anything.
Oh, you never heard that before? That it came from a song.
Let's not hear it again, please.
Okay.
Shout out to Jordan Fringe. Jordan Fringe, where can they find you at, my man?
You can find me on the YouTube channel, Jordan Fringe. The link that I put in the chats to my newest video from yesterday, kind of a new series that I'm doing called Pokemon Explained. Nintendo and Pokemon content is what I'm really going to be focusing on. So go ahead and check out the channel. Subscribe. We're back in action. Content's almost daily. Sometimes it's not, but for the most part, it's been kind of like daily or every other day. So yeah, I appreciate you. Come check it out. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
Right on. Also, shout outs to Baron. Baron, where can they find you at, my man?
Yeah, before this outro, I want all of y'all to go ahead, hit that like button if you Team Physical. You want Team Physical to stay around for all day, buying your games, Team Physical, every day, all day, every generation to the end of damn time. So you need to hit that like button if you want to do that. You can check the chat box, click that link, go to my channel, watch me rant on Phil Spencer, all that other crazy stuff that I do.
Phil Spencer's a nice guy. I don't know why you hate him. What did he do to you?
I think he hates the concept of it.
But Phil Spencer is he's just a clown. That's just pretty much it, man. He's just a clown. But yeah, check out the channel. Just click my big ass head in the chat box. You know what I mean? And
It doesn't do
just get
anything.
entertained with a lot of information, a lot of entertainment.
You got to click the 3 dots to
Gotta
the right
click
of
the
it
3
and go to
dots.
channel.
I'll click the 3 dots and I'll link the channel for you, Baron.
Hey, hold up, man.
People,
Y'all
you gotta
don't
be
y'all stop making
considerate.
fun of me right now. But yeah. What was I saying?
Your channel outro. What do you do on your channel?
Oh, you know, I'm
You got 6.5 thousand subscribers.
I make videos on, various topics. It's 80% Nintendo, but I do talk about Sony and Microsoft when need be. But if you want to see some great Nintendo content, that's what I do. If you want to see me hype up what I think is going to be Game of the Year, Astral Chain, all year, you need to click on my big ass head in the chat box. If you want to
It's a
see me
long
talk
shot.
about Bayonetta 3, you want to see me talk about Bayonetta 3, click on my big ass head in the chat box. If you want to talk about how Sony is going to be relevant starting in June all the way to the end of the year, click on my big ass head in the chat box. If you want to talk about how Nintendo is going to dominate E3 this year and take home everything, click on my head in the chat box. Basically, if you just want to hear anything that's
I
real
linked
and
your channel,
entertaining.
so actually click on the link that I Click on the link that I put. Don't click on Baron's head because that'll literally do nothing, guys. If you click on his head, it'll literally do nothing. I'm doing it right now.
Well, I mean, click my name. You know what I mean, man.
Well,
No, they don't know what you mean. Don't assume that they know what you mean. That's the worst thing that you can do on YouTube is assume that people know what you mean without explaining it. All right.
Somebody asked me about the Gaming Gospel podcast. It probably will be coming back. My schedule is very hectic right now, so I have to get the schedule out of the way first. But yeah, it probably will. I just don't have no time frame right now.
This is body slamming too many people. We got to give it.
Yeah,
you know,
I gotta go out there and, break a couple of legs for some change. You know what I mean? So I gotta make my coin some way.
All right. Well,
yeah.
All right, guys. So that wraps it up for this one here. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button before you go, and we'll be back tomorrow with.
Did you get that donation?
Oh yeah. Okay, my bad. Oh, Avedon. Yeah, Avedon with the $2 donation. I just looked at it right here. Thank you, Avedon, for the $2 donation. It says good cast tonight, guys. So yeah, good cast. Thank you so much, Avedon. I appreciate the $2 donation. Thank you, Jordan, for reminding me about that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. I appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Player Essence Cross Nintendo will be back, and then we'll also have I have a video that I'm cooking up for you guys with some top 5 video that'll be up in the morning. So look forward to that as well. So
awesome.
Should be fun. Switch video, top 5 Switch video. Ooh,
cool.
All of a sudden people watch. I make a video on PS4 and nobody watches. Make a Switch video.
Okay, before you go, Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be trash. Okay, that's good. All right, get that out there.
What are you, this man out here?
Somebody said that in the chat that it was gonna be Game of the Year. I just had to let them know the obvious. So
all you got to do is go to Baron's channel and look at Baron's face on the scale down on the scale down.
I hope Ghost of Tsushima actually wins Game of the Year now, just to prove him wrong on that front. And I hope they don't even talk about Astral Chain now, just because of him.
A real game like Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be trash. A game that we don't even know is even real. A rumor that game's gonna be great. Shout out to the man, dude. We all love you here, man. All right, so that wraps it up for this one here, guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys for the next one.
Bye.
all right.
Peace.
Bye.
I haven't hit the off button yet, guys. When do you guys want me to hit the not live button anymore? We're still on technically.
Oh, we're still on?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Get out of here. Go home.
Phil Spencer.
All right.